So your soul, right? Your astral flame that these guys talk about. Your astral flame. These are not chakras, by the way. Chakras is something. Well, there's more of them. Chakras is like a different kind of system, but it's real. Apparently, I used to make fun of chakras so much. I used to think it's the dumbest shit in the world. Like the wheels, the 7 wheels. And then I looked more into it. And yeah, it's like overwhelming. Anyways, so this flame is the real you, right? Because there's this fake you that's in the mental plane. So how do I explain this? All right, let me show you why you're a phony. Okay, this is gonna help if you're depressed. You're gonna like what I'm saying here. Like, one in the chat if you're a depressed little bitch. Okay, so look at this red here. This is the real you, that astral flame. The real you, let's say you like, the real you likes, what's a hobby? Like, what do men do? What's something men do for like hours and hours? Okay, who's had a runner's high? Anyone who just does a couple weeks of running really loves it. Nobody hates running. You're not preparing for it. So a runner's high, man, that is ecstatic. If you've ever had I once had a runner's high so hard. It only happened once in my life. I had to do like 9 laps almost, but it was like in the wilderness for some college course. In college, yeah. And I don't know, I had like something to prove to myself, so I busted ass for this more than I regularly would. Right? I don't know what it was. I think, I remember. It's because I paid like fucking $1,000 for textbooks. So I was like, I'm not losing here. What the fuck? And this runner's high went from euphoric to like I had anxiety almost. Like I was like, holy fuck. It was more than Molly. The energy was more than Molly. From my heart all the way to lifting my face. And I remember thinking, whoa, I'm never doing anything. I'm just going to keep doing it. It never came again. It only happened once in my life. Very weird. And I wonder what mental plane I was in. Like, what the fuck was going on back then? That it wasn't just from running hard. This is like something else. But that was, I was like 25. Yeah. I was maybe younger. No, I was way younger. I don't know what it was, but it was the most intense shit I've ever felt. Like, those guys who talk about Kundalini things happening to them? It wasn't, maybe not that extreme, but anyways. So let's say you love to run, but you don't know you love to run because all your friends play video games. So your soul, right, is craving running, but you don't know that because your mental plane is affected by your friends' ideas. So these swirls are your friends' ideas. It's gaming. And you want to be social. You want to be in the in-group, so you game with them. And you think you're enjoying gaming. You don't even know why you get depressed. And you cope with gaming and shit. The mental plane is not just you, dude. It's everything you consume, media, music, everything. There is no drug dealer on earth that listens to classical music. I listen to classical music when I stopped drug dealing. Because when I was drug dealing, I only listened to trap. I only watched trap shit, or I only went to work and saw trap stars. It was like my whole mental plane. But the real me was like, what the fuck is this? I don't belong here. I'm like a Chad. I'm supposed to be doing Chad shit, you know? So like, it was weird. I got cozy though. I actually thought it was the real me for a long time. You know, looking back, it's like, you know, when people say, yo, I was young and dumb, I kind of wish I understood this stuff more. Like, I don't get into chakras. I don't really give a fuck about chakras and stuff. But this stuff makes way too much sense. You know? Especially these two being so connected in our over-sexualized society. But why are these so connected? You don't actually wake up that hardcore. It's because you went to bed with your phone on your hand watching Instagram and seeing fat asses. So your mental plane was ass. Right? There's some, excuse me, not a nipple. There was ass in your mental plane before you went to bed. Right? You're not actually that fucking horny, dude. You actually want to run and do other things. You want a career. You want to do real shit in the world. You're not that horny. This ass thing, you think, I forgot about it. I didn't think about it, John. It's already in your subconscious. These guys talk to your subconscious. McDonald's uses red and fucking yellow to make you hungry. They hit your subconscious. They don't give a fuck what you think. No, if I want to make money from you, I'm fucking gonna talk to the back of your head, not the front. You fill your brain with Instagram before bed. That's 8 hours of you not knowing what's circulating in your brain as you're sleeping. And people are like, this has no effect on me. These books say it has an effect on you immediately on the same fucking day, same hour. Imagine over years and years and years what you did to yourself. And the only feeling of non-hopelessness where you actually feel like, oh, this is not hopeless. The only thing that makes what I'm saying less sad for you is that when you break this down, it's actually a lot easier to stop doing dumb shit. If people say, hey, porn is bad, you still watch it. But when you know they're fucking with you, and I'm explaining it to you in a simple way, then when you watch porn, you kind of feel like a clown. Because you're like, I agree with everything that streamer said, but I'm still stroking my dick. You know, you start to feel like a donkey. Like, that's why when Aiden Ross said, I fucked up, I watched porn on NoFap, that's the best thing he could have done, is say it out loud. You hear a lot of voices making fun of you. You know what I mean? It was good. He should get better after this. Anyways, so you want to run, but your friends play video games. So you think you're a video game guy. You might even go pro and then get depressed. That's what's kind of sad. You understand? Is what I'm saying worth it? Or should I go back to the lecture? Because this is a detour. This is not the actual lecture I prepared for 10 hours ago. It's 10 hours of preparing for today's lecture. My life is better when a couple times a week I have these streams where it's all giving. You know, it feeds my ego too. I can feel a pat on my back. You understand? Anyways, so the mental plane, just see it as it's not just yours. Your soul is yours. This is just for you. But your mental plane actually gets affected with these fucking clowns. Right? So you should see it as your mental plane can be raped, molested. When I said I quit listening to music months ago, but really, like 1 month straight, you feel strong, dude. If your substitute is silence and the other 50% is audiobooks, you're unstoppable. You know how hard it is to be certain when you're failing? It's really hard to be confident when you're failing. Is this guy a retard? Doesn't he play intro songs? I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, what do you think if I hear something on the radio in my Uber, I jump out the window? Like, dude, your parents failed, man. Like, your parents are so stupid. He actually thought he had one over me there. That's what's sad. Well, it's perma. I can't be around retards. You mean well, but you're a retard. That means your mom has retard DNA. Your grandparents, your dead grandparents, whoever, right? All the dead family members share your retard DNA. That's just the truth. And I swear to God, I mean that. Like, I'm not just trying to I'm trying to piss you off, but I swear I mean that. Like, retard is passed down. That's why I hate when people are like, I failed my ancestors. No, your ancestors were failures as well. That's why you're a failure. Okay, it's like retard DNA. That's why overcoming retardation and shit, like actually achieving something, being the first one in your family to do something, that's why it's extra special. Anyways, okay. So are lyrics penetrating my brain? Am I passively listening to music? Am I actively listening to music? No. Not at all. I'm ISIS. You know how ISIS don't listen to music? They call me ISIS, but I'm not the moon god, and I'm not Horus either, and I'm not Set. You can see that insignia in the Jesuit order in the Vatican, IHS with the sun god. Okay, thank you for the banning of that idiot. Okay. I cannot be surrounded by you fucking idiots. Not in 2023. Okay, so here we have Isis, Horus, Set. Right? You see that? That's where all the money is. The Vatican, right? 80% of CIA members are trained Jesuits. It's not a Catholic. That's what IHS is. This is the Jesuit order. They have their own oath. Right? The Bible says don't take no oaths. But that's how satanic the world has gotten. Every religious institution penetrated by the devil. It's actually insane. All we have is each other. Anyways, the mental plane is where all the traps are set. Some people set traps and they don't even know it. Like, hey, you want to smoke weed, man? Sure, I'll smoke weed. And then you develop bitch tits and gynecomastia. Your estrogen spikes, which what does that really mean? It's just an imbalance of... Holy fuck. This is actually insane. Look at this discovery I made. I did that casually. If your estrogen spikes, it's an imbalance of passive and active, solar and lunar. This is active, male, and this is passive, female. She gets fucked. He does the fucking. Oh, damn. Dude, this Manny P. Hall guy is actually a fucking genius. Like, why doesn't he write about this? Like, we have both, yeah. Yeah, we have masculine and feminine. If you overdose on masculine, you stab someone. So the devil, when the devil sees this imbalanced properly, and everyone's balance is going to be different. It's like not 50-50. Some people are more soy. But when the devil sees this, right? And remember, Satan's a force, right? It's right here in the mental plane. Really, it's from the spiritual plane, but it bleeds into us. Like, that's how we see it. Because we're not, like, we get hit by the spiritual plane. We don't go up there. And all those impulses to, like, masturbate and all that, right? Those invisible forces hit you all day. And you got to make these auras strong enough to where it can't hit you anymore, right? Holy fuck. I know he talks about these auras being strong, and if they're weak, you get sick faster. But damn, that makes a lot of sense. I'm kind of blowing my own mind today. Am I like overreacting, or holy shit? I know I read that, but I didn't really care when I read it. Yeah, I've never caught a cold when I'm masculine and confident and doing good. I never noticed that. Whoa. And I've never been depressed when I'm masculine and confident and doing good. Whoa. Masculine men never get sick, John Zherka. No, you can't be masculine all the time. Like, how can you be 100%? The fuck are you talking about? It's like saying you believe in God 100% of the time. No, you struggle with your faith. You're struggling. That's what life is, bro. You're suffering. You're struggling in this fucking existence. Fucking retard. Yeah, only God is 100% masculine. Oh, that is so based. That's a good chatter, dude. That's a way better answer. Yeah. Because matter, right, is chaos. We're in the matter world, which comes from the word mother. So we're in the feminine, right? Satan's material world that he has a lot easier time manipulating here. And God is the will spewing onto the mother, right? The masculine and the feminine. And the will is masculine, orderly, responsible, doesn't have PMS. But you seen a hurricane can PMS. Katrina go hard one time a month. I think I'm hitting genius level today. This is nothing like that 3-day no sleep stream. John, do you know 100% God is real? No, right? Of course I know 100%. Just ask yourself, is a human intelligently designed? Do you think the eyeball is more intelligent than a camera? Can you make an eyeball? You can make a Sony camera. You can go to school and learn how to make a fucking camera. I give you all the money on earth, you'll never make an eyeball. What about cloning? Destiny's chat was like 8,000 of them that day, who all spammed, yes, you can, one day science will be able to make a human eyeball, because there's night vision cameras, so they're close. And then I asked them, I'm like, do you want to go there? And they're like, yeah, you're a retard. They're like spamming, I'm a retard. And I said, you're saying you can make a human. And they all went quiet. Like, there was no arguments. It was just emojis, and nobody wanted to, not even the guys on calls wanted to bite. They're like, oh, fuck, we set ourselves up. There's a few retards in chat who said, yeah, one day they'll make humans. One day they'll find a way to animate matter. And it's just... Okay, so this is kind of profound, right? This is the active and the passive principles, right? A lot of people are like, what is a man? What is a woman? Well, according to the people who print our money, right? They give us different definitions. Well, they don't give us a definition anymore, right? They're smart. But these guys say the difference from a man and woman is active and passive. And it comes from the sun and the moon. That's why they say, like, you can either go solar or lunar with this energy, right? That's why I split it down halfway, right? You can go solar or satanic, Luciferian or Satan, hot or cold. That's what Manny P. Hall says. Okay, so we have the active and passive principles of your soul, right? So people who tell you masculine and feminine are just social constructs, that means they're debunking the Kabbalion. That's insane. Like, they're debunking things that have stood out for thousands of years. They're debunking Plato, right? There's blue hair SJWs who say masculinity is a social construct, and they're really why they think that is because it can be amplified through media. So if you watch Soy Boy TV, you know, you can amplify your feminine. If the Jesuits are behind everything, why would they spread things against Catholic belief? Because they're Jesuits, you fucking retard. They're pro-COVID. They said the church should be locked down. They said the church should be fucking locked down. Do you know how Satan works? Satan only, just like, think of Satan as a magician, can only work with mirrors, can only work with what God has for all of us here. So that's why Satan inverts the cross. He doesn't have his own cross. He has no power himself. You understand? So yeah, Satan would pretty much use... Check this out, right? The last thing you should think of when you think of the devil is that he's all evil. That's not true. In the heart, yes. Let's say he had a heart, right? The fallen angel in his heart, yeah. But that's not how Satan operates. Satan gives to charity. Satan opens up churches. You understand? Satan has to blend in. Satan has to be in the shadows, because what is the rays of God? It's truth. Right? Satan's afraid of the truth. The truth is Satan loses. No one wants to hear that. They lose their fucking mind. Knowing that you're gonna lose this battle, that would demoralize 1/3 of the angels that are, getting you to watch porn all day and smoke weed or opium or whatever the fuck they got kids smoking nowadays. So there's nothing authentic about Satan. You understand? Like people are like, when you research this stuff all day, John, how do you not get afraid? Like now that you know there's invisible spirits in the room with you, how do you not get afraid, John? How do you not lose your mind? Like this stuff is like so hard to comprehend. I want to go back to the Big Bang Theory and talking about COVID and trust the science. Like I want to go back to the material world, John. Bro, your world is scarier. I like seeing the demons. I don't like walking around being like, oh fuck, they're masked, I can't see them. And another thing, it's like, how can you be afraid of demons and Satan? You're admitting you believe in Satan, meaning you believe in God too, I hope. But your faith is weak. And why is your faith weak? Like, what happened to you? What are you watching all day? Let me break this down for you, okay? I'll do one in the chat if you want to know why your faith is weak. It's gonna get a little emotional for some of you. Right, I'm going right to your psyche, your mind and soul. That's the definition of psyche. I'll never stop reminding you, fucking cowardly cuck bitch. Pussy, you fucking missionary. Fucking mission to what? The fucking Pope. Okay, can you see the screen? I can't see what you guys see right now. Can you guys see everything right now? The root, we're going into the full lecture right now, okay? So this is the part where you go hard in the chat, emojis, all that. We're going into the heart of what I've been talking about. The root sacral, the sacred sacral energy, the electricity of the orgasm that you have during sex, that you're supposed to start a family with, you're supposed to control that, you're supposed to practice with your wife on raising that energy correctly, holding it in, banging her, and eventually she says, I want to have kids. Permaban Johnny from my chat. And the ARC guy, Permaban. And Permaban Nav too, okay? Their mothers are whores. All three of their mothers are whores. The sacred, sacral energy that you're supposed to use banging your wife. She eventually says she wants kids. You say, okay, me too. You don't me too movement, but you nut inside. Okay? That energy shoots up to your third eye. That is the serpent going up the staff. That is the serpent that Moses raises on the staff. And really focus, that is the serpent going up Jacob's ladder. Jacob saw God. Third eye. Where does the energy come from? And why is it so important to the ruling class? Focus, dude, just focus. It's on Baphomet's penis, and the two serpents are rising, the good and evil. Right? This is the flame, the light bringer. It is Lucifer is Satan. The Masons just confuse you. They say you get to choose, one is the good guy, one is the bad guy. But there's two moons for a reason. When the moon is out, they can invoke the energy of everything they see in the cosmos, the stars, the wandering stars, also known as planets, the moon. But they never invoke the energy of the sun. They only lie and tell you they do. Because there's a reason why this drip, look at this guy's drip right here. Look at this Freemason's drip. There's a reason. Usually there's a third eye on the apron right here. They chose to go with the solar deity of Apollo, Helios, Lucifer, Osiris, Ra, Set. Horus is what's on the dollar bill, the top of the triangle. The triangle, what is the triangle in alchemy and every kind of ancient esoteric writing? It's the masculine. It's your dick energy right here. That's why when you fuse an upside down triangle with a regular Pythagorean regular triangle like this, you have the seal of Solomon, the fusion of masculine and feminine. That's what they want. As above, pointing up with his finger, as above, so below. They want to fuse realities here. They don't wait for afterlife. They want to fuse here. That's why he's a hermaphrodite. He's the male and the female. This is their religion. Why do they pervert it with the animal head? Do they want to be beastly? No. The head comes from Baal, Beelzebub, Baal, the ox, the goat. Why? Because you're either the sheep of God or you are your own master. You have horns, you're horny, you have dick energy for yourself. You don't have a family, you've got dick energy for yourself. Is this making sense to you? Andrew Tate worships his dick energy. Enough to where, if it paid him enough, he would pretend to be a woman, unplug his girl's keyboard, and get men to come all day. For mon eye. For one eye. For mon eye. The triangle is fire. The upside down triangle is water. Fire is male. Water is female. This money will make you type to men. Hey, you gonna come? Yeah? Keep going. I like when you're stroking it like that. I like that. That's what he did for money. She'd be playing with her tits and he'd be like this 10 hours a day. Getting rich in a Bugatti. That's the sound of the Bugatti. Why? It's not just for Monai. It's not even for Monai. Andrew Tate doesn't care about money. Why was he obsessed to make money? Because he wanted women. His dick wants women. This is lust. His goal in life was women. I see a lot of people who like lose their hair and then that becomes like their goal in life. Like the Danas and stuff. Like when someone looks at you and says, I don't give a fuck about pussy, bro. I like making money with my bitches. What do you want the money for? What is driving all that motivation to get rich? Well, I want a Ferrari. Why do you want the Ferrari, though? It's this driving force, right? This thing that wakes you up every morning hard as a rock. But your rock is actually supposed to be Christ. Immovable. You wake up hard as a rock. Your penis is hard. Why does Baphomet have 2 wings? Google Scottish Rite Freemasonry. That's the twin-headed eagle. That's the light and the dark. That's the male. That's the female. That's the active. That's the passive. And this is the fusion. This is how they fuse it through their dick energy. That's why you became an engineer. So someone will like you. You're too ugly to get a woman. You have to become an engineer. You have to become a doctor. You have to use your dick energy to go to school. And why there's an animal head to it is because when you think with your dick, you are a beast. I'm agnostic, John. I don't care if there is a God. We'll never know. I'm concerned with eating, sex, and finding a way to get food, like my job. You're an animal. You're a beast. What is a beast concerned with? Fucking, eating, and the work to get the fucking meal. To fucking eat the gazelle. You're a beast. That's what this is. That's why he has a penis. So when you raise these chakras, when you raise this libido, this sexual energy, you can either do it for yourself, which is passion, or you can do it for others, which is compassion. But they're both satanic because you're being compassionate to get more pussy, to get more social network and friends and influence. Do you really think philanthropists are compassionate? Is Bill Gates compassionate? What about people who run orphanages? Well, studies show they rape a lot of children. It's kind of scary. They traffic a lot too. Oh yeah. You think men who work at Chuck E. Cheese like children? You think they're compassionate, nice ping pong instructors, or are they pedophiles? You think a man wanting to work with kids is sane in the fucking head? When you went through a hookup phase where you left bitter, at the time I didn't see it because it was weird. I was like, why am I going to work? I can just stay home. I don't even have to make $1 and these girls will never leave my apartment. Right? The only time a girl would leave my apartment is because I'd bring another one over. So when I found out I don't have to work, I can even just play PlayStation all day, and they're like, oh, I get Zherka as my boyfriend. This is a good life. I was like, what the fuck? Why? That's the laziest you'll ever get in your life, is when you feel that. And that's when depression kicks in, when you have nothing to wake up for. Especially because the way I was living is I was just getting head. I'll just see her head go up and down in the morning. And then I go back to bed. I had nothing to wake up for unless I wanted more head, which was usually the case back then. I had like a beastly nature. But I remember they spent so much time laughing with me. I'd get angry. I'd be like, if dating me is going to be like a roller coaster ride of awesomeness for you, what the fuck am I getting? So I would tell them, hey, I want head like 4 times a day. And I would actually punish their behavior if I wasn't getting, like, it's not like they'd say, no, I don't want to give you head, but they'd drive slow to my house. She maybe want to get like a cheeseburger, and then I wouldn't open the door. I'd be like, never do that fucking shit again. I used to be a really angry guy. I'd be like, what the fuck? You stopped by your friend's house? Like, I said I need it now. You're like 40 minutes late, and you're down the fucking street. And, oh, I had to get ready. I used to be really angry about that. Like, I need mine now. You get to laugh with me. You get a great life with me. No, they don't. They had me as a fucking loser. Like a retired drug dealer. It wasn't a great life for them. They were just confused because I was having a ball, so I guess they were having a ball. You know how like chat will kick it with me? Like I could do fucking anything and people just come kick it? That's how the girls feel. They're like, oh my God, this is so much fun. I just want to think, right? So I used to be like, if a girl ever said like, oh, I don't want to suck it, I never got mad, right? Well, that never really happened, but I wouldn't get mad. Like if a girl ever said, I don't want to suck dick once, let's say she has like a phone call to make, she can't do it, I'll never want head again from her. Because in my head, I just assume she doesn't like doing it. And then I get really turned off. And then they get really insecure. Like this is my past. They get so fucking insecure. But where I can incriminate myself and say I had issues is I need it fast, like some businessman, right? I used to even warn them. I'm like, look, it's gonna sound like a joke because I speak like this. You can't pull over. You can't do this, because in my head I thought I was giving these girls my all, but I wasn't. It felt like that for them. They were overwhelmed with all the fun jokes, restaurants and all my friends they loved, and they're like, holy fuck, this guy has the best friends, and we're always going to the greatest parties. And so I'd show them all that, and then I'd take it away from them. There's one who actually cried live, and like I'd take it away from them, and they'd be like, holy fuck, bro, life without Zherka is just impossible. And then I'm like, okay, I can't say it to your face, but clearly you're getting more out of this. And it's true until 10 years pass and I'm still a fucking loser without a job. Then obviously they're not getting more out of it, but it is true in that year. So was I bitter when I was going through my hookup phase? I had nothing to wake up for, dude. It would be 6 p.m. and I wouldn't wake up, right? And I'd get so angry if her makeup wasn't on, right? I'll look at her, I'm like, I'm not trying to feel wholesome. You know when they suck your dick without makeup, you just like pet their head and you go, that's my baby. Like, go put your fucking whole makeup on. I want to feel like it's a stranger. I want to feel like a stranger's on my dick. I want you to give me the feeling so I don't cheat. And I was so honest because I know the girl's not going to leave or anything. These girls, they were shocked at the truth. They were shocked. Not that I like all the makeup that much. Just, some. But I wouldn't even get mad when they went overboard and clowned up their face and red lipstick and all that. I wouldn't even get mad at that because I said, it's getting nastier. She's really getting nasty on my dick. So yeah, she looks a little clown-like. She looks like my fucking emotes, but she's really getting nasty. Like that Babylonian type makeup and Egyptian style, that's where it comes from. It's putting something in her. It's making her get sloppy and shit. I didn't know what it's like to get head from someone that's like, oh, that's my girl. I feel good. I didn't know for years that that's a good feeling. That's kind of sad if you think about it. Because when it's your girl, then the cheating becomes way harder. Because then you have to move. You have to leave your house and shit. And that's why I was like, those guys in high school who always had a girlfriend, like they stuck with one girl 6 years, they do better in life. Even when they break up and they're heartbroken, they go on the next relationship, get married. They do really good in life, actually. Like, I always see them, whether they're making money or not, they always got something going on and they're smiling and they, hey, what up? You see them in the mall with their girl. Yo, Zherka, man, what up? Yo, it's me. And, you know, they're really at peace. But those player guys are really on edge. And I was like, man, you get used to getting, I swear to God, I'm not trying to sound cool. A girl I fucking hated. I hated her. She hated me. I saw her outside the club. She's like, I need a ride home. And I would be cruel, but when they're like the only girl on the street and it's like a dead night, no one's at the club, I'm like, fucking nobody's seeing me be nice to this bitch. I could be nice. I don't care. Right? It's not like public niceness where people think like I'm with the girl or whatever. So I'd be like, all right, I'm going that way. And I'd drive her, drop her off. I wouldn't even say bye. I wouldn't look in her eyes, or just she, you know, they'd always call me rude and asshole, and I'll just drive away because I knew, I was like, I'm not getting any pussy. This girl hates me. And I'd always run into girls that hate me, and I wouldn't think when I was young, I used to talk to them and see like, oh, maybe I get something out of this situation. But you know, then I started getting a lot of girls, and I'm like, get the fuck out of my car, you know, as in like, you know who I am? You're not sucking my dick. Are you fucking retarded? I wouldn't say it to them, but that's what would go through. I wouldn't even let the thoughts in my head because I get angry driving. But if she ever said something to me, it would snap in my head. I'd be like, whoa, I'm angry. That's not peace of mind. I would never had peace of mind when I was a player. So anyways, I remember this one time, this girl that hated me, she was just so sick of the fact that I'd drop her off like 4 times in 1 year, or 3 or 4 times, whatever. She was so, I don't know what the fuck it was. She just got in the car and unbuckled my belt. I started giving head because I was having a cigarette and I was halfway to dropping her off as usual. And I'd see her like once every 4 months just on the street randomly. We didn't talk. She was just so frustrated with a year passing by. She was so mad that she see me 4 times a year. She wouldn't respond to my DMs. I would respond late because I'd be partying. She'd see it in the story. So she always knew, she's like, I'm not going to be last in his life. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not going to be last in yours. Like 2 fucking egos, right? And I remember just having the cigarette and not enjoying the head, right? I just looked down at like, that's what you're supposed to have done a year ago, you dumb bitch. Who the fuck can't enjoy head? What was I, gay? Who the fuck is too mad to actually feel the head? Obviously, I finished and all that, but I'm saying it would have been more enjoyable if I was smiling in a good mood, blah, blah, blah. My dude, a player will never look in your eyes and say they have peace of mind because they'll always answer you when they're chilling. They won't answer that around the clock at 12, at 1 a.m. They'll never answer that. Peace of mind means around the clock. It doesn't mean when they're like, they just got some head and came to your house to fucking drop a baggie, right? So that's what I hate about players is like, I've only ever respected players with a girlfriend ever in my life, right? Because then they have the peace of mind and they're fucking evil, right? Like there's some guys who are so magnetic, she just can't leave, right? She knows, she's like, it's never their job, it's never their friend group, there's something they're doing when she's by the fridge in their shitty fucking apartment together. And he makes like this certain joke when she's at the fridge that always cracks her up. There's something about how he's tickling her sense of humor that makes her fucking addicted to getting fucking played and destroyed. And that guy's satanic, but at least he has like structured his life. A player's a fuck boy. You know, if you're gonna be a player, then you should be those guys who what up, Panda? Yeah, you should be those guys who play on all planes, right?